this demographic dividend. Indian higher education system is third largest in the world. America, China, and India. These are the three top countries, leading countries in higher education. USA followed by China and followed by India. We have our base is increasing day by day. The present ratio, student-teacher ratio in the country is almost 20:1. Colleges having about 4,21,000 teachers, and universities having about 79,000 teachers. This is again data of 2017. More than 25% colleges and almost 35% universities teaching positions nationwide are vacant. As you know, you must be observing in the institute you are serving that there is we are not very efficient in terms of recruiting faculties. Therefore, many times most of the vacant positions in our colleges and universities remain vacant, and in that way the quality of teaching and learning suffer. So therefore, it is being found that more than 25% colleges and almost 35% universities teaching positions nationwide are vacant. It is very unfortunate, and many times these discussions has taken place with the different forums, including the ministries. But this problem persists, and faculty recruitment has always been not up to the mark and not up to the requirement of various departments. Similarly, in IT, IIT, IIM, etc., 40% faculty positions are vacant. Out of the 20 lakh students, 86% remain to be graduates. 12% acquire master's degree, 1% PhD, and 1% diploma certificates. So therefore, the two issues that were highlighted here is that because we have all the time nowadays we are in the path of privatization, and the way the pace of privatization of higher education is very, very high, very fast, and in that way no new vacancies are being created on regular for regular faculty, and whatever vacancies are there, they are not filled up on right time, on routine, which should have been a routine process. That is a serious challenge, and similarly, if you see in different institutions, either these are colleges or universities or IIMs or IITs, we find that the student-teacher ratio is declining because teacher vacant, positions remain vacant for a long time. Bharat Ratna awardee scientist C.N.R. Rao said that 90% of Indian universities in India outdated curriculum. Rao said, speaking at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, 90% of Indian universities have outdated curriculum. Curriculum updating is also a challenge because society is changing, the world is changing, the pace of this change is very fast, and we are unable to change our curricula as per the demand of the time, and therefore many of the curricula of many of the universities and colleges become outdated, and because there is no regular there is no practice of regular updating of curriculum in our colleges and universities. This is a big challenge again. New dimensions in higher education. Education is a dynamic process which changes from time to time, which changes from time to time, which changes from time to time. Ah. And in the present era, it is very essential to know the changes which happened in higher education in general and teacher education in particular. One thing that I would like to share with you that when people get go for teaching in primary education, then they are being given training. They are trained. When they go for secondary education, they go for training. But when we go for higher education, we go without proper training because we have well established criteria. However, we don't go through formal training before we enter higher education. Therefore, it is very important that we go through proper training, because education is always a dynamic process, and in this dynamic process, things change very quickly, and we must keep ourselves updated. Unless we understand the changes, it will be difficult to consider the dimensions for the 21st century higher education and plan for the expectations for the century. Hence, there is a dire need to consider the new dimension for higher education. Now, therefore, if you see in the Kothari Commission for Education, when it was brought in 1986, a very important aspect of the Kothari Commission was teachers' training in higher education. And I think the Kothari Commission brought about very good dimensions for the training of teachers, and through that recommendations of the Kothari Commission of 1986, only that academic staff colleges were opened in different universities and different institutions all across the country, and teachers were given training. They were they were given orientation courses, they were given refresher courses through. Now those academic staff colleges have been given a new dimension with in the name of HRD centers. I think it is very important that we are being given training in regular intervals, so that we interact with each other, so that we are given proper, we are being updated with the latest changes in the education sector in different disciplines, so that we get adequate motivation to put hard work. Because if you look into the quality of higher education, and we may have many challenges, but challenges of infrastructure, challenges of teacher and student ratio, challenges of resources. But one thing that is very important is that the motivation level of teachers. If the teachers in higher education are motivated, they can bring about a change. They can contribute. Therefore, I think what is very important on our part, that we keep ourselves motivated to serve the youth. We must keep ourselves highly motivated to serve the new generation. And this is what is highly important. This is the one factor which is very important. And I think these interactions in the form of faculty induction program and faculty development program and orientation courses and refresher courses all contribute tremendously in keeping our motivation high. And I think the higher education management must keep and must bring about this kind of programs on regular basis. The changes which can be considered for framing new dimensions are growth in the population. You see, we have, as I have already mentioned, that we have a very big size of population, and we must bring about changes in the education sector in India, in the higher education sector, keeping in view the size of our population and the aspiration levels of our population. Since we are celebrating the 75 years of our independence, then by this time India is a very vibrant democracy, and then the aspirations of the people have increased. It is very good sign, and then opportunities must be provided to many of the as bigger size of the population. Knowledge expansion. Knowledge expansion is very an important aspect of our society, and the higher education must keep pace with the expansion of knowledge, and so that we can reframe the curricula, keeping in view the expansion in the knowledge base of the entire world. A technology revolution. As at the start, at the onset, I mentioned with you that technology change is a very big change, and this technology basically is basically bringing about tremendous changes all across the world, and the Indian education, higher education sector is facing a big challenge. Whereas a small section of the higher educational institutions are in a position to cope, to keep pace with this change, a large size of our institutions, a large number of our institutions are unable to keep pace with the change. And that is a big challenge. Change in the value pattern. The value pattern of our society is changing. We must focus upon economic growth. We must give, a fillip and to the economic growth of the country, and we must individually give emphasis on our economic development. But at the same time, the value pattern of our society, values of equity, values of sharing, values of accommodation, these must be encouraged. The new theories and methods, there are always new changes taking place in the education era, and new theories and methods all are changing all the time. Change in methods of teaching. Education, as has been mentioned, that it is a process, and this process is changing all the time. Therefore, we must keep ourselves updated with the methods of teaching, the methods of latest teaching. You can observe even in today's interaction that we are having this online interaction, and we must be mentally prepared to accept the change in the technology. Through technology, the methods are changing. Therefore, there should not be. We should not have much hesitation. We must not be, hesitant to accept the changes, the new technology as it is. As the technology is changing almost on daily basis. Therefore, we must keep ourselves. You particularly, you young faculties participating in this program. I have a personal opinion, a personal kind of a suggestion for you, that I know you are doing this, but that always keep updated yourself with the latest technology. Without technology, we can't compete with the world. Without technology, we can't do justice with our students today. And redressal of inequality. That I told you that though India has grown, India is a powerful nation today. But if we have to accept the fact that there is too much of inequality prevailing in the country, and it is our responsibility as people in academics. We are supposed to be spiritual, and spiritual people always work for the emancipation of the society, for the emancipation of the downtrodden, for the emancipation of the women. Therefore, we must work for the redressal of inequality, that those inequalities that prevail in our society, whether it is in terms of class, whether in terms of caste, whether in terms of gender. We must address all those so that we become we become a vibrant, powerful society in the world. And for that, it is important that we try to address the question of inequality in our society. Sustainable development. Now, for sustainable development, quality education is highly important, and we can sustain the pace of development only when we have quality education with us, and we have more and more education and more quality education. Therefore, these are many questions that which are basically needs to be addressed by the education sector and particularly higher education today. I think we shall be having some discussion now. Then after a break, we will first discuss something. We will take the discussion, and then we will thereafter we will be having a break for a cup of tea. I wish we could have had a cup of tea together, but since we are facing the challenge of the pandemic, and we are still following the online mode, and that we will have to have the tea at our places of residence. Therefore, I would like to request all my friends that if you can, if you want to have want to share anything, we can discuss, and after the break we will continue. After the break we will continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes. You are audible.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
The question is that, I think, it was becoming monotonous. Therefore, we will discuss something and we will have a break for 15 minutes. Then we will continue again.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
One by one.
Thank you, sir.
Adi beta. Anybody who want to share anything?
Okay, sir. I am Dr. Ragindu. I am from Kerala University. I am the one who Siddiq sir stated. I am not Hindi person.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, but I can understand. The only problem is that I can't talk back in Hindi. That is my problem. But I can understand.
What is your good name?
Ragindu, Dr. Ragindu.
What is your good name?
Sir, am I audible? Ragindu.
Yes. Ragindu. Okay, nice Ragindu, right? Nice talking to you. I am very happy.
I'm also so happy, sir. In my introduction speech, I stated that this is the first time I am going outside my university. And for that, I have to say that the development of technology is the one reason. I have to say
Yes.
that. Otherwise, it was just impossible for me, and I'm so happy for that. And see all the wonderful people in the Allahabad University also. I know that
Good,
almost
good.
all the other faculties are one or in the other way they are associated with the university.
Yes, yes, yes. Very
Yes,
good.
sir. To add on, I have only 2 points which I would
Yeah.
like to
Please,
add
please.
on. That
Please,
is
please.
that today we were discussing about the challenges of higher education, the challenges that the higher education faces. So, what I want to say is that we are speaking about spoke the equality aspects and the other aspects also. Almost all the aspects you covered, sir.
Yes.
But I have to say that in our state, as far as Kerala is considered, we have a tribal group is also there. Support to the tribal people, but these supports are not reaching them. So from their group, from that sector, with all these laws, rules, and regulations, they are not reaching to the higher education level. I know personally from in the department we are supporting students. Not we know that these two students are in the small classes. One in the small class and the other for a degree class. But what we see is that without our support, even though they are not complete, the other means are the governmental support are there, they are not completing their school education. So they are not reaching the higher education, they're not coming into our hands. And at the same time, we are giving a lot of reservation and other in the inside the higher education and in the job employment opportunity. So I believe that before doing anything in the higher education, we have to do something to provide the basic education to the children. Only then we can reach here. I believe so. This is what I saw recently. That I want to discuss this with us eminent group. So if you are having any other suggestions for doing this vulnerable group,
Okay.
yeah.
I will respond to you, but if anybody has another query or anything, then I would like to take up first and then I will respond.
Okay.
Hello, a very good afternoon, sir. Myself, Dr. Ankit Kumar,
Ankit,
from
yes.
Tirthankar, Moradabad, Uttar Pradesh.
Okay.
Sir, it is possible more practical knowledge about students.
Yes. Yes. Practical knowledge you are talking about. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Practical knowledge. Okay. Anybody else?
Good afternoon, sir.
hello.
Yes.
सर मैं अमीन उद्दीन
Yes.
अंसारी और
Yes.
इकोनॉमिक सब्जेक्ट से यहाँ गवर्नमेंट रजा पीजी कॉलेज रामपुर में पोस्टेड हूँ।
Okay.
और सर जहाँ तक कि हम टेक्नोलॉजी के इंडक्शंस की बात करते हैं कि जो हायर एजुकेशन में हम टेक्नोलॉजी को इंडक्ट कर सकते हैं और बहुत स्मूथली कर सकते हैं। सर एक्चुअली हमने जो हिसाब से ऑब्जर्व किया है अभी तक 1 मंथ जो हायर एजुकेशन में जो कॉलेजेस बंद हुए थे, जो जनवरी में कुछ जनवरी से लेकर फरवरी के कुछ 1 मंथ एटलीस्ट हुआ होगा, तो इसमें एक्चुअली सर ये ऑब्जर्व किया कि एक साइड से अगर हम टीचर की बात करें तो उसके पास तो सर टेक्नोलॉजी के मीन्स अवेलेबल होते हैं और नहीं भी होते हैं तो उसके पास मीन्स होते हैं कि वो उसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजी को वो बाय कर सके। लेकिन ऑन द अदर एस्पेक्ट सर हम ये ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं कि जो हमारा स्टूडेंट जो लर्नर्स है एक्चुअली में हमारी नॉलेज को सर जो डिलीवर करना है वो स्टूडेंट के पास पहुंचनी चाहिए। लेकिन स्टूडेंट के पास इसको रिसीव करने के लिए जो मतलब एक्चुअली रामपुर में जो हिसाब से हमने ऑब्जर्व किया कि कुछ स्टूडेंट ऐसे हैं जिनके यहाँ सर स्मार्टफोन्स क्या यूजुअली ऐसे भी फोन नहीं है कि उनको हम किस तरीके से ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म से या टेक्नोलॉजी से कनेक्ट कर सके। तो ऐसे केस में हम कितने इफेक्टिव मतलब सक्सेसफुल होंगे कि हम टेक्नोलॉजी को जो हायर एजुकेशन में एक्टिविटी की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमें कहीं ना कहीं एक चीज़ ये भी पॉइंट ऑफ से ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि ये जो सेक्शन जो छूट रहा है हायर एजुकेशन में, तो इनको सर हम कैसे हम अपने स्ट्रीम लाइन के साथ कैसे इनको लाएं ताकि जो हायर ऑनलाइन टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू हम प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू हायर एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करा रहे ताकि इनको भी कहीं ना कहीं से हम जोड़ सके, ऐसा कुछ।
Yes. Thank you. Okay, should I respond to the three queries now? One was the observation of Dr. Rakindu, CK. Good. Rakindu, generally, the Society of Kerala is considered to be relatively an egalitarian society. In terms of empowerment of women, in terms of the class divisions, Kerala is considered to be better in terms of the equality parameters. The size of the tribal population in Kerala is very small. It is about 2%. Okay? And I think the society and including the government and the society together is making efforts, and they must continue making efforts to bring the tribal society into the mainstream. This has been the effort of the government all the time. And since the Society of Kerala has done relatively better in terms of empowerment of women, in terms of the gender equality, and in terms of literacy and other things, I think in the course of time you will be in a position to counter this problem as well. This is what I observe. But you as a young faculty, what is your discipline? What is your subject?
Law, sir, law.
Yes?
Law.
No. Oh, good. Then you can you can be instrumental. We all
Yes,
can
sir,
be instrumental.
we are trying.
Yes, we as young faculties, we are very powerful forces. We have a lot of responsibilities. We are highly educated people, and then we are earning our livelihood, of course. But being highly qualified people, we have our responsibilities towards our society. There, as a policy maker, as a researcher, we can many times propose to the government and the administrator, how can we empower the tribals in our country, in our states, respective states. Thank you, Rakindu ji. And Ankit Kumar ji was talking about practical education, practical knowledge. Now you see, when we have different disciplines of study, and we generally skill people differently in all those disciplines. But if quality education in those respective disciplines, they are skilled. The second thing is, if you look into the National Education Policy 2020, it is highly interdisciplinary. It is, you can go for choosing electives from different faculties. Education, higher education has to be multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. And I think one very positive aspect of the National Education Policy 2020 is that it has gone for intensively for interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary education at the graduation level, at the post-graduation level, at the level of research. Therefore, the entire education system is going to be changed, and it will become highly multidisciplinary in the course of time. So this is in the offing, and I agree with Ankit Kumar that education has to be vocational. There has to be vocational input in education, so that people have some hard skills, so that they can acquire employment. That's very true. And through this implementation of the new national education policy, I think we are taking the same direction. Now, Dr. Ansari had been talking about dearth of accessibility of a large section of the population to technology. As I mentioned earlier, that online education is not our choice, and we don't prefer it. It is a necessary evil. We are, it is not, basically, it should not be preferred. We are taking it as something is better than nothing. Therefore, having the choice of offline education and online education, we will always go for offline education. Now, even when we go for offline education in our schools and colleges, then the use of technology becomes very important. There, in an offline mode also, we must acquaint our students and faculties with the relevant updated technology. We must skill the students with the technology. That is where the things are important. So far as accessibility of the poor section of the population to technology is concerned, the governments of the days, whether you see in the context of Uttar Pradesh, the last government and even the today's government have tried to provide with have tried to provide with the laptops and smart mobiles. भाई म्यूट कर लें, आप लोग म्यूट कर लें ताकि हम लोग डिस्कस कर लें, म्यूट कर लीजिए। तो क्या है कि पिछले गवर्नमेंट ने भी और अभी के गवर्नमेंट ने भी इस चीज को देखते हुए कभी लैपटॉप कभी स्मार्टफोन, हम लोग तो एकेडमिक्स के लोग हैं, हम लोग अपॉलिटिकल होते हैं, हम लोग इस तरह के मूव को अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, वेलकम करते हैं इफ इट इज डन फॉर द पुअर। और इसमें यह चीज देखने की होगी कि वो जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज हो। ये भी शायद हम लोगों को वहां के स्टूडेंट्स को बताना चाहिए कि इफ यू हैव बीन गिवन अ लैपटॉप बाय द गवर्नमेंट और यू हैव बीन सप्लाइड विद अ स्मार्टफोन बाय द गवर्नमेंट, then you must use it for your academic purposes, you must use it for your skill development, for your education, and it should not be taken as if that technology has been given, and that should not put in misuse. That is important. Therefore आज के दिन जब हम लोग कॉलेजेस में और यूनिवर्सिटीज में हम लोग जब बातचीत करते हैं, तो जो आज के दिन हमेशा हम लोगों को ये बात स्टूडेंट से बताना पड़ेगा कि जो इंटरनेट है, जो इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी है, जो नए नए टेक्नोलॉजी है, इससे क्या क्या किया जा सकता है और इसके क्या क्या चीजें अवॉइड करने की हैं। मेनी टाइम्स जब मैं इंटरेक्ट करता हूं, मैं कहता हूं भाई आप लोग सोशल मीडिया को बहुत टाइम मत दो, आपका ये करियर बनने का टाइम है। आप इंटरनेट पे बहुत नॉलेज है, बहुत लिटरेचर है, आप उसका लाभ उठाओ, आप उसमें से जो क्वालिटी लिटरेचर है उसको लो और उसका फायदा। नॉलेज आज घर पे आ गया है, यानी कि पहले नॉलेज के लिए जो है हमें फिजिकली लाइब्रेरीज में जाना होता था, आज के दिन बहुत क्वालिटी मटेरियल अवेलेबल है। इवन अभी हम लोग आगे के उसमें देखेंगे, अपने पावर पॉइंट में देखेंगे कि डिजिटल लाइब्रेरीज आई हैं, बहुत सारे जो है ऑनलाइन डिजिटल लाइब्रेरीज अवेलेबल हैं और बहुत सारे ओपन सोर्सेज हैं। तो हमारे बच्चे और हम लोग कैसे उससे लाभ उठा सकें, हम लोगों को इस बात पे जोर देना होगा। इंटरनेट इज ए बोन फॉर एकेडमिक्स प्रोवाइडेड इट इज बीइंग प्रॉपर्ली यूज्ड। और अगर इसका मिसयूज हो गया तो बच्चों की जो रीडिंग हैबिट है वो भी खत्म हो जाएगी। जो ये इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का है उसका सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज बच्चों की कम हो रही है, और रीडिंग हैबिट के कम होने से जो है बच्चा एक्सेल नहीं कर सकता। तो देयरफॉर रीडिंग हैबिट पे हमेशा एक एम्फेसिस डालना होगा, ये कल्चर डेवलप करना होगा कि बच्चे ज्यादा से ज्यादा पढ़ाई लिखाई में टाइम दें। दिस इज अनदर इशू, दिस इज एडेड एडवांटेज दैट lots of academic literature in different disciplines are available on the internet। तो हम लोगों को इंटरनेट में जो, जैसे सपोज कर लीजिए कि जो मिनिमम स्किल है वो हम लोगों को सबको जानना होगा। हम इसमें जितना ज्यादा आगे बढ़ेंगे ये हमारे पर्सनल करियर ग्रोथ के लिए अच्छा है, एंड वी विल बी इन ए पोजीशन टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू आवर इंस्टीट्यूशंस। और जब हम अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन को कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे तो हम अपने समाज को कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं, जब हम अपने समाज को कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं तो हम अपने देश को कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं, और जब हम अपने देश को कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं तो हम पूरे ह्यूमैनिटी को कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं। दिस इज हाउ द थिंग्स आर। और एक बात और है, जब हम अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन को प्रॉपर्ली कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे, सोसाइटी को कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे, तो सोसाइटी एंड द कंट्री इज वेरी सेंसिटिव. They will definitely take you to higher zenith. Therefore, the growth of the individual and the growth of the society go together. This must be understood. तो हम लोगों का एक चीज मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, आप बड़े यंग फैकल्टीज हैं, आपके पास बहुत स्कोप है. Excuse me. The important thing that you must imbibe in your value system is, अगर आपने अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन को, सोसाइटी को अपने एकेडमिक पोजीशन से जहां तक ऑप्टिमम दे सकें, ज्यादा से ज्यादा दे सकें, सोसाइटी भी आपको रिटर्न बैक करती है. आप ये सोच के ना करें कि आपको रिटर्न बैक लेना है, लेकिन सोसाइटी इज सेंसिटिव एनफ, इट विल डेफिनेटली पे यू बैक. But your objective should not be that I am doing this because I have to get it back. आप take it as a mission. There should be a value system in us, among us. कि हम, है ना, एक चीज कहा गया कि anything worth doing is worth doing well. हम जिस काम को भी करें अच्छे से करें, है ना. तो ये जो वैल्यू सिस्टम है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. और मैं जानता हूँ आप लोगों का वैल्यू सिस्टम है, हम तो इसलिए डिस्कस करते हैं कि हमारे अंदर भी वो और बढ़े, हम सबों के अंदर बढ़े. तो कभी कभी कुछ बातचीतें इसलिए नहीं की जाती हैं कि हम लोगों को पता नहीं है, इसलिए की जाती हैं कि वो चीजें रीइंफोर्स हो हमारी पर्सनालिटी में, हम लोगों के अंदर. Therefore we keep on discussing good things all the time. आप लोग कभी कभी ये देखते होंगे कि हम लोग सेम चीज ही डिस्कस करते रहते हैं. वो इसलिए सेम चीजें डिस्कस करते रहा जाता है कि so that we are reminded of, good values are being reinforced in our personality. So therefore, it is very important that we try to do justice with the responsibility that we have been endowed with, we have been given with by the society, and we contribute to the best possible way. जो हमारा पोटेंशियल है उसको हम पूरी तरह मेहनत करके, and particularly in higher education, one thing is there. We must have a reading habit all the time. हमारे पास रीडिंग हैबिट होना मोस्ट जरूरी है. हम हायर एजुकेशन में तभी जस्टिस कर सकते हैं जब हमारे पास रीडिंग हैबिट हो. सारी फैसिलिटीज की कमी सही, अगर हमारे अंदर रीडिंग हैबिट है तो हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को और समाज को, मैं समाज क्यों कहता हूं, आप सिर्फ अपने स्टूडेंट से इंटरेक्ट नहीं करते हैं, आप सोसाइटी से भी इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. यू कीप ऑन इंटरेक्टिंग विद द सोसाइटी एज वेल. एंड as a teacher, you must be proud of being people in higher education. You are the proud people in higher education, and you have lots of responsibility towards society, towards your students, and towards your institution. And if you, therefore, being responsible people in this sector, we must keep evolving. There is always a chance for improvement. Therefore, we must keep reading, and we must keep on striving for excellence. And in higher education, excellence can only be developed through hard work. तो मेरा ये मानना है कि हमें कंटिन्यूअस एक कंसिस्टेंट बेसिस पे हार्ड वर्क करना चाहिए. वी शुड नेवर गो टू द क्लास विदाउट हैविंग प्रिपेयर्ड द क्लास. तो हमारे कुछ प्रिंसिपल्स होने चाहिए, और चाहिए का मतलब ये है कि वो हमें खुद अपना एक सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन देगा. दैट विल प्रोवाइड अस विद लॉट ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन. व्हेन यू डिलीवर ए लेक्चर एंड यू डिलीवर इट वेल, the students, you get a kind of shining in the face of the students. You feel satisfied, and that is the job satisfaction that you have. वो चीज और कहीं नहीं मिल सकता, ये आपको हायर एजुकेशन में मिल सकता है. And when you deliver and you look at the faces of your students, they tell everything. you have 2-3 responsibilities. One is delivering your lectures. At the same time, you have to be a guide, a motivator for the students. पढ़ना लिखना आसान काम नहीं होता. अगर पढ़ना लिखना आसान काम होता तो दुनिया के सारे लोग पढ़ लिए होते. It is not easy. Therefore, students face challenges when they sit for reading. They need consistent, continuous motivation from the side of the faculty. And you know, when you are in a position to motivate your students, you are doing a great job. And you have to lead by example. You have to lead by example, you know. If you are asking them to be hardworking people, then you have to be hardworking. Then only we will be in a position to have impact upon their personality. So this is how the things are, and I think we will reassemble in next 10 minutes time, and we will continue with the remaining points. I think our friend and our
there is a break of at least 15 to 20 minutes. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay, sir. Your order,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
दिव्या मैंने एक नंबर और लगा रखा है जो मेरे नाम से नहीं है.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू. मैंने एक नंबर और लगा रखा है आपके ऊपर जो मेरे नाम से नहीं है.
सर ऑब्जर्व करने के लिए.
ऑब्जर्व करने के लिए. अब वो कोई ना कोई नाम उसमें लिखा हुआ है. आप लोग ब्रेक ले लीजिए, चाय वाय पी लीजिए, उसके बाद 15 मिनट बाद आइए.
ठीक सर. थैंक यू.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
ये जो है ना फैकल्टी इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम है. फैकल्टी इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम यानी जो कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी में टीचर हैं वो लोग यूजीसी का प्रोग्राम.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी करा दीजिए. कई जो लोग रिसोर्स पर्सन बनाते हैं तो मुझे बना दिया ग्रुप में.
अच्छा.
तो अभी फिर आता हूँ घर से मेट्रो से लेके.
ओके सर. जी सर.
मैं उसको यही बोलती हूँ, मैंने कहा कुछ दिन देखूँ तब उसके बाद देखे क्या है क्या नहीं. एक तो पता मैं नहीं आ रही थी, मैं इस वजह से और ले आई हूँ. देना नहीं, मैंने तो मना नहीं की थी उससे. उसका मन नहीं लगता.
मुझसे बोल रही थी.
आज तो लास्ट दिन है. यहाँ पे हम जा रहे हैं.
ये कहाँ गए लेवर?
नहीं हमारे जाने के बाद ये क्या हो रहा है ऐसी बदतमीजी ना करना. चालू रहने दो. उनकी गर्लफ्रेंड बुला रही है. ऐसे बदतमीजी ना करो. आकाश देखिए तो यार
कौन सी गर्लफ्रेंड?
बुला रही है. नहीं कुछ नहीं
भावना.
जो गर्लफ्रेंड सुनी है यार. फुल लगी. आयरन लेडी है. आयरन लेडी. मस्त मस्त पता है बहुत बड़ी काफी. एक बेटी है जो
बता तू रहने की
तो ठीक है, हमारे रहते ससुराल में। ससुराल कोई नहीं है, ससुराल में ससुराल बेटी होती है।
ससुराल में कोई नहीं है?
कोई
कोई नहीं है ससुराल में?
अब ऐसा मन लग गया है, देखो ऐसे अपना अपना ऑफिस में लग जाता है, पहले ऑफिस में तो मन लग जाता है।
हाँ तो बात करो ना।
मुझे कल लो, मेरी मीटिंग है
मेरे टाइम पर ही याद आती है जब मैं करने बैठती हूँ स्कैन।
और
उसके पहले ही होती। एक स्कैन को दे दो मुझे, ये लो, ये वाली ले लो ना, इसमें की है वो करी हुई है, देखिए ना, तो दो पीडीएफ में लोगों को प्रिंट आपको पेन ड्राइव लेके आओ। वो बताएंगे तो पूछे आप।
जैसे ये लोग चीजें बनाते हैं तो
पेन ड्राइव लेके आओ। इसमें कौन नहीं डालता है?
कोई नहीं डालता। कल्याण
जिसमें इशू होता है उसमें पेज नंबर निकालते हैं, उसमें पेज नंबर
तुम आगे
अलग
कब
होता है।
निकाले?
किसने बनाई? इसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगी भैया, इसलिए